updates on the next stimulus check and schools opening their doors.
And why you shouldn't sneak around a farmer's field at night. Murrow News 8 starts now.
From the Northwest Public Broadcasting Studios on the campus of Washington State University, this is Murrow News 8.
Good evening, I'm Alan Lester.
And I'm Luke Walker. Welcome to Murrow News 8. The House approved the $1.9 trillion pandemic relief bill. The bill passed 219 to 212 Saturday. The bill includes $1,400 stimulus checks that individuals who earn up to $75,000 or $2,800 for couples that earn up to $150,000. The bill is now in the hands of the Senate, which is looking to possibly amend the bill to not include the $15 minimum wage increase. Democrats are trying to get the bill passed before March 14th, which is when the extra $300 in weekly unemployment aid is set to expire.
As President Biden launched an effort targeting fellow Democrats Monday to unify them behind his $1.9 trillion coronavirus relief bill, the effort will not include promoting a minimum wage increase. The Senate rejected the proposed $15 an hour increase that was part of the House stimulus bill. The House passed the bill on Saturday, allowing just 2 weeks to get it through the Senate and then back to the House for final passage.
The director of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is warning progress against the spread of COVID-19 could be eliminated by mutations. New variants of the disease have been found globally. Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky warned a new highly contagious variant is possible and that the American public should not let its guard down over the coming months.
This week, Washington State is expected to surpass 5,000 deaths from coronavirus. As of the data released Friday, 1,166 new cases were confirmed with 14 deaths. This brings the state's total known cases just under 340,000 and the total deaths to 4,956.
Governor Inslee has waived liquor license fees. His signature moving a bill into law that allows the annual fees for restaurants, breweries, wineries, and other businesses to be forgiven this year. The fees could range from $100 to $2,000. The new law was designed to give relief to the service industry after a year of government-mandated restrictions.
For the first time in nearly a year, in-person classroom instruction resumed Monday at Pullman High School. Pullman High School students are the last K-12 students on the Palouse to return to the classroom since the start of the pandemic. Pullman's middle school students began their hybrid format last week, and Pullman's elementary school students returned to 5 days a week of in-person classroom instruction last week as well.
Spokane Public Schools are preparing for middle and high schools for in-person learning. Students will be in a hybrid model with students put into groups that will attend alternating days. Students will need to complete a health survey online before entering the school, and face coverings will be required. Spokane Public Schools says any student showing symptoms or not feeling well will be sent home.
A 15-year-old shot and killed a fellow classmate at an Arkansas junior high on Monday morning. The Watson Chapel Junior High School went into lockdown after the shots were fired around 10 in the morning. The shooter ran from the scene but was later found in a nearby neighborhood by a police dog. The wounded boy, who was also 15, was airlifted to a Little Rock hospital in very serious condition, where he later died. According to the Pine Bluffs police spokesman, the motive for the shooting is still unclear.
Franklin County Sheriff's deputy and fire department were called early Monday morning to rescue a man trapped under a bale of hay. Deputies found the 50-year-old local man trapped under a 1,500-pound hail bay. According to the farmer, the man did not have permission to be on his property and had not purchased any hay. Franklin County Sheriff's and fire department were able to dig the man out and get him medical attention. An investigation into the matter is ongoing.
Is feeding the birds going to get you sick?
And when can we get our chips and guac from Chipotle? We'll be right back.
One in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, the boss's boss. If 1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes, that means it could be you, your barber, your barber's barber.
Nice work.
Thanks.
You, your plumber.
Breathe right into your foot.
Your plumber's masseuse.
Yes.
You, your dog walker.
On your left.
Your cat jogger. Or you, your co-pilot, your co-pilot's co-pilot. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org to know where you stand.
Washington officials are urging homeowners to take down their bird feeders. The request from the Department of Fish and Wildlife cites a significant rise of sick and dying birds across the state. Officials believe a fatal disease caused by the salmonella bacteria is being transmitted through bird feeders. The disease is possible to transfer humans through direct contact. However, this is uncommon. Fish and Wildlife asks that you report dead birds to their department and to avoid handling any dead birds found.
President Kirk Schultz has endorsed the WA for Civility project, a campaign organized by students encouraging civility in all areas of public life. The WSU organized campaign asked students, Washington legislators, and members of the community to pledge to listen, acknowledge, empathize, and respect others. It's the anticipated month of March for Pullman residents awaiting the grand opening of the Chipotle. We have our live reporter out on the scene. Pamela, what's going on out there?
Thanks, Alan. So I'm here outside of the Chipotle, which many residents anticipated it to have a grand opening today, but unfortunately the doors are still locked. According to the superintendent, we can expect the opening to be March 19th. So we cannot expect to be eating any burritos anytime soon, but we are experiencing some warmer weather. So let's take it back to Christian at the weather wall.
Alrighty, thank you, Pamela. So today was a gorgeous day here in Pullman. The sun was shining and the clouds were very, very clear. It was a gorgeous day compared to the other couple of days that we've had with snow and ice. It was just gorgeous. So going into the highs and lows for today, the high of 45 and a low of 31 with 11 miles per hour winds. Nothing too crazy, nothing we've never dealt with before. Going on to tomorrow, there's going to be a 47-degree high and a 30-degree low with those same 11 miles per hour winds. So honestly, it's probably going to feel the same these next couple of days because of that 11 mile per hour wind, but that's going to be just a-okay with the weather, with a light jacket. So moving on to the state map, we are looking at a high of 55 for Olympia and a high of 58 for Seattle, and a low of 37 for Olympia and a low of 41 for Seattle. Moving right along to our side of the state, Pullman has a high of 45, like I mentioned earlier, and Spokane has a high of 49, both clear skies. But I really want to talk about is Yakima and Tri-Cities here. Yakima had a high of 57 and Tri-Cities had a high of 60. Now that is great compared to over here in Pullman where we have a high of 45. But that's not it. We have a 5-day forecast coming up here in a second. So on Tuesday, we're looking at a high of 47. On Wednesday, we're looking at a high of 51. Thursday, a high of 54. But Friday, a high of 58. Now, take out that fan that you have in your closet, dust it off because you're going to need it. It's going to get really, really hot here these next couple of days. And then Saturday, it's going to go back to 52 degrees. So that's it for today's weather forecast. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Christian. After the break, we'll have Natalie Newcomb with an update on the Cougs' revenge against the Sun Devils.
And which major athlete could be playing against the Seahawks? More when we come back.
Good evening, I'm Natalie Newcomb and I have your sports report. Free agent pass rusher J.J. Watt is now an Arizona Cardinal. Watt announced his 2-year contract this morning over Twitter. According to ESPN, the deal is suspected to be worth $31 million and $23 million guaranteed. Watt is leaving the Houston Texans after a 10-year run. The Texans will likely be feeling a hole in their team, but we will have to keep an eye out to see how they fill it. The 4-time WNBA champion Sue Bird is re-signing with Seattle Storm. Bird is an unrestricted free agent and the league's oldest player at the age of 40. This is her 18th season and 20th year with the Storm franchise. Bird says, quote, "This is a special team and I'm looking forward to getting back on the court with them as well as representing this great city and our amazing fans." Washington State men's basketball game against ASU was postponed. The game was delayed after concerns related to COVID-19. The game was originally scheduled for today and is now rescheduled for Wednesday, March 10th at 1 p.m. Cougar Sports had a winning weekend beginning with women's basketball. They had a big win yesterday against rival school, University of Washington. Starter Johanna Tedder led the team and got her career a high of 23 points. Women's and men's Cougar basketball both have combined winning records of 8-2 against UW. WSU's women's soccer also took a big win against Utah. WSU senior Elise Bennett scored the 2 goals of the game in the first 13 minutes, the defense holding Utah down for the rest of the match. This win improved their score to 4 wins and no losses and 1 tie. WSU basketball was on fire this weekend. They had a sweeping 4-game series win at Dixie State. Thursday, they won 6-3, Friday 19-5, Saturday 15-1, and they finished strong Sunday with a 10-3 win.
An emotional acceptance speech last night at the Golden Globes.
And how your next vacation could be cheaper. Stick around for more.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth.
Thank you. Stumble.
He does the work of 2 jobs, but only gets paid for 1. He's tough enough to feed the man, gave him a lifetime of nourishment. He has the crazy strength to lift the man that raised him up without even flinching. That's right. No employee of the month bonus check here. This guy, no. This warrior will always be by his father's side, even if his dad will hardly remember. Good luck finding a gym to train for that. If this guy isn't the toughest guy on the planet, then I don't know who is. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Taylor Simone Ledward, the spouse of the late Chadwick Boseman, accepted a Golden Globe on behalf last night. The posthumous award came in his role in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, where he was nominated in the drama category. The 43-year-old star died in August after a quiet, unpublicized battle with colon cancer. In her acceptance speech, Ledward says her husband would thank God, he would thank his parents, he would thank his ancestors for their guidance and their sacrifices.
For those wanting to get away, Southwest Airlines started offering $29 one-way tickets today. The sale runs through Thursday with a handful of routes seeing these fares as low as $29. The airline has released the sale for North American destinations, including Hawaii.
Thanks for watching. If you missed anything in this or any of our previous newscasts, you can always watch us on our YouTube channel.
More news can be found at nwpb.org/MNA, and you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Have a good night.